Yeah, hi, it's Tilda, and welcome to my woolly ramble. Yes, as the title kind of describes it, I'm just going to rambling on about wool and yarn and all that kind of stuff. I've not really done this before. I'm more kind of done instructional videos where it's kind of more matter of fact. So yeah, do bear with me. I am a little bit insecure about the chatty stuff, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. I normally did that kind of stuff with my husband, which is quite good when you two people chatting. So doing it on my own is going to be a challenge, but hey ho, I'm up for a challenge. So I'm going to show in these wee episodes, I'm going to show some of the projects I'm working on, some of the one I've maybe just finished, or just kind of any patterns that just inspires me, or yeah, it can be anything as long as it's got kind of wool or yarn involved with it. So I'm just going to dive into it and kind of show you some of the stuff I've been working on. So if you have seen my Instagram, Facebook post, you would notice that I was doing the wee Crumble Cardigan. So it's nearly finished. I just need some buttons on it now and blocking it. So it's really designed for a cotton, but the Rowan Cashoff Merino, I like a wool, so I just decided I would rather knit it in that, and that's knitting up to the same tension. So yeah, it's very sweet. I haven't decided what buttons to go on yet, but I think I might be tempted to put these wee kind of, I don't know if you can see them, like wee kind of almost like flower shape buttons. If I try and put it on like this here, you can see them better. But yeah, I think I might try. But see, next time I'm on, I'll show you how it looks with the buttons on. But yeah, it's a very cute wee pattern. I was a little bit concerned about the baubles because I remember when I was 14, I was knitting a lacy, bobbly top for myself. I was knitting solidly for a week, and I just remembered absolutely hating knitting baubles because it was back and forth and I couldn't do it as quickly as I could do the other knitting. But this one was actually very quick. I really enjoyed the baubles this time round, so that was quite good. Another one, so yes, this one was really, the rest of the ends were sewn in last night. So another one I actually finished off last night was this wee one. Isn't he adorable? Well, I call him a him. But yeah, I think it's just because I'm thinking about kind of almost like a wee fisherman or something like that. But I just absolutely adore him. I like to crochet as well as knit. And because I knit the continental way, crochet and knitting for me is more or less the same. There's much different. I still hold my yarn in my left hand, whatever I do. And I pick it out. When I knit, I pick it out just like when I crochet. So, but yeah, this wee one here is from this wee book here. So, absolutely adore these wee animals. Look at this wee teddy bear. It's a wee a whale and a polar bear. Aren't they adorable? So yeah, I highly recommend this book as well. I didn't actually crochet it up in the yarn they suggest. I decided to go for the organic cotton. So the Anker organic cotton here, that I really like to crochet in that. It doesn't split as much as other yarns. So again, you're needing quite a lot of colours. So this one is the red one. So I think there's about, there's 6 colours, and one of them is only really done for the cheeks here. So if you have another yarn in a wee kind of pinky colour, you could get away with only getting the 5 colours. So it's red, white. This one was supposed to be a grey, but I quite like this kind of grey, kind of sea green colour, and the teal, and the yellow. So I'm really happy with him. He's absolutely adorable. So Another one I have finished, and it's actually just about 5 minutes ago I sewed in the last ends. I have to say it's been knitted finished for a long time. So it's just like those, like, I think it was 3 ends. I mean, seriously. But I'm sure that there's other people out there that do the same thing. You knit it and then you nearly finish it apart from those last ends. And then it was just sitting in the shop actually. And I kept wearing it and showing people this one. And yeah, I don't know why I never got those ends sewn in. But I thought since it was going on camera, yeah, I better get it done. So it's the Sophie. This is the Sophie shawl from Petite Knit. You might have heard about the Sophie scarf. It's been very, very popular with a lot of the people that come into my shop. And also I don't know if you know, but I teach a lot of knitting and crochet classes as well. So a lot of my students are knitting this one. I love it as a tele knit. So this is a shawl. So it's quite, you can see it's quite long. But there's also the scarf version, which is like a wee neckerchief. So it can, the smallest version, you just kind of wrap round once and tie it. And that's it. So I'm actually working on one here. So that's just the, so it's going to be much narrower than the shawl. But yeah, this is my tele knit. So in the evenings when I just kind of knit, so need to sit and knit and de-stress and stuff like that, this one comes out because I'm fiddling a lot. So it kind of stops me from fiddling with other things like my phone. So I'm trying to knit rather than looking at my phone. So yeah, that's the one. This one is actually the yarn I'm using. It's the Rowan Kit Classic. It has mohair in it, so it's got a little bit of fluff to it, which I really love. I'm going to knit another one for my sister-in-law. My husband is going, or Stephen is going to America to visit his brother and sister-in-law and all, and family over there. So I was going to knit one for my sister-in-law in the soft yak. They live in California, so it's a bit warmer than here. So she probably doesn't need as much warmth. So I'm just going to make her the wee Sophie scarf. Probably have that finished next time I'm going on camera. So that's the plan. Another project that I am working on is my socks. So this one, lovely colourful rainbow one. This pair I'm actually showing, I'm doing an instructional video for this pair. It's a pattern that my gran taught my mum has taught me, and actually she's written it down as well. I'm still translating it many months later. Yeah, there's just not hours enough in the day. So, but I'm also doing an instructional video on how to do this. So this is for the first part, which is basically you will only see about me casting on and start knitting a couple of rows in the first part. But yeah, it's our family pattern, so it's never been written down before. So my mum was the first one to write it down. It's always been passed down through the family via word of mouth. So yeah, it's our family fairy tale, I guess. It's quite special to me, and I find it's a really good pattern. It gives some really good results. So, and it's very simple as well. It's actually meant to be memorized. So when you knit it, if you knitted about 3 pairs of socks using this pattern, you should really be able to not need to look at the written instructions anymore. So that's another thing I'm doing with it. I'm actually trying out these new needles. I love the symphony ones. But these ones are the cubics, the wooden cubics ones. They're meant for people with arthritis, I think. That was the idea. So because I never tried them before, I decided, oh well, I'm giving them a go. Initially when I was knitting with them, I was like, no, I think I'm still preferring my symphony ones. But the more I use them actually, the better they feel. So I definitely need to knit a full pair of socks with them. You can never really judge a pair of needles if you just knit a couple of rows, because you're used to something else, and if it doesn't feel like what you've done before, then it might not feel comfortable. But yeah, you need to get comfortable with them and then decide whether you like it or not. So for example, I did use really short circular needles for a pair of socks, and I have not been able to, well, I don't like them. They don't sit properly in my hands. However, just remember that just because there's something I don't like doesn't mean that you don't like it. So I would highly recommend, especially for people who's knitting the throwing way, they seem to work better for that type of knitting. But because the way I knit, I like to use my end of my hand to kind of push my needles. I just don't, when they start going into the middle of my hand, I don't like that feeling. I don't feel I have the same control as I have with a pair double pointed, or a pair 5 double pointed needles. So yeah, that's just me. Other people who knit the continental way love them. So again, just because I don't like something doesn't mean that it's not for you. So I always recommend people trying things out. So yes, so that was really all the projects I wanted to share with you just now. Oh, I got a nice wee one here that was just sitting on my desk. So this is an Anker sweater. This is a baby version. I knitted this one a while back in Rowan Alpaca Soft DK, and I really love it in that yarn. It is a hand wash yarn, so if you're knitting these ones for a baby, do bear in mind, are people going to hand wash? They are loveliest in the pure wool ones, but again, if it's not going to be washed that often because they have to be hand washed, you're better just doing it in a normal baby wool. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I actually got the adult version on. I absolutely love this one. I splashed out a little bit, so this one is knitted in cashmere, but it will work equally as well in, yeah, so this one is the Rowan Alpaca Soft DK, and I really love the result in that. Another yarn that's very similar to the Rowan Alpaca Soft DK is the West Yorkshire Spinners Pure. It's 100% the Falkland Island merino, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely Falkland Island wool. I was looking up the other day whether it's actually merino. I couldn't really figure that one out. But the West Yorkshire Spinners Pure is equally as soft as the merino alpaca mix. I have mixed those two yarns in projects before. If I wanted to stripe something and I couldn't find the colour in one yarn, I would use the other yarn. So it's two yarns that knit very, very similar, so, and both are gorgeous. They're the same price anyway in the shop at the moment. So yes, I just wanted to show you this one. I think I'm going to send this one to Denmark soon. My mum is coming over in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to send that back home to my brother who's expecting a wee boy. And again, the reason he's getting this one is actually because I don't have any more yarn in this colour. I have a similar colour in the pure, but yeah, this one is sold out and it's not being made, so it's just, so I need a sample where in the shop of the yarn I can actually sell to people. It's like not really good to show something in a colour that I can't sell. So anyway, but yeah, I think that's all for me, just rambling on right now. And if you like what you hear or see, yeah, just follow the shop's YouTube account, and I will see you in the near future.